How are you doing? Do you protect your subordinate's dignity when you reprimand your subordinates for his or her mistakes on the job? Do you show your respect to your subordinates on a daily basis? Do you have a quite inflated sense of self-importance in the office? Do you despise your subordinates because you've worked for the company for longer than him or her? Don't you forget your original intention when you started working for the company? You don't know how many seniors and bosses of organizations treat subordinates awfully without thinking about their circumstance and subordinates' dignity in a Japanese society. And you don't know how few people there are who can't even put themselves in someone's shoe when they say something to someone and take action. So no matter whom you are involved with in a company, even a person whom you work with is a new face who doesn't even know how to do the work properly. Nobody have the right to behave self-importantly and hurt someone's dignity. Nobody have the right to bluster someone when someone mistakes it, no matter how reasonable, fair arguments you have. You always have to have a generosity to anyone whom you are involved with in a company, right? Don't hurt anyone's dignity. This is my opinion. Recently, I listened to Tom Cruise's extreme angry voice on YouTube, which he was pissed off by staff members who neglected to wear a mask while filming from the viewpoint of prevention of coronavirus infection. What he said to staff members was impeccable, fair argument for them, but he targeted two staff members who neglected to wear a mask with a view of the rest of the other staff members during filming, and he went mad crazily with swear words, with thousands of swear words. In my opinion, seriousness and professionality is not get out of jail free card to hurt someone's dignity by subjecting someone to kangaroo court and yelling at someone with no mercy, no matter how serious blunder he makes. If you were blamed for your mistakes by someone persistently, would you really like to keep working for the company after you get a role deal like this? Nobody would say yes to this question. For another example, if you notice someone late for work, how would you treat him from the position of senior or boss? Would you yell at him for being late for work with sarcasm persistently? If he was late for work for unavoidable reasons or he's careless, he should take the blame on himself enough on his way to the office. Would you like to increase his mental burden by yelling at him for being late, even though he already feels guilty, and he shows his apology to you? So, do you think he will be able to work with a good performance without being intimidated after you tell him off? So this is something like you pour boiled water from the top of his head as soon as he appears in the office. So if I were in this situation, I will talk to him and I would lead to an answer of why he was late for his work this time, and I just give him an advice on how he can come earlier without collapsing his dignity. Of course, I would probably tell him about disadvantageous treatment in a company when he keeps being late for work. But I would not blame him for being late for work persistently. If there is a chance for him to improve his way of thinking, it is way more constructive than I try to think out solution of this issue with him without blaming him than that I intimidate him with fair argument to block his escape route and make him lose confidence on his work. There's a case that I can tell him that I fire him, but if I do this, I'm just a pathetic small person. You know, if you say something to someone who make mistakes or something, you have to tell him with generosity in a way that he can accept what you say very smoothly after you control your emotion. You have to always mind someone's dignity and don't behave self-importantly in the office.